Tribe Radio. I'm your host, Amy Montgomery, entrepreneur and digital marketing agency owner. Today, my guest is Jared Pick. He is the founder of Groceries to Go in Aruba, an e-commerce platform that is revolutionizing resort concierge services in the Caribbean. With expertise in digital marketing and product development and degrees from NYU, the University of Miami, and Michigan, Jared combines creativity, strategy to deliver seamless customer experiences and drive business growth. Jared, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Amy. Thanks so much for having me.
Yes, I'm excited to talk about your business. It's very unique in what you're doing and an amazing space that I think that you're in. And so I'd like to start with asking you what inspires you to start Groceries to Go Aruba, and what was that? Was there a pivotal moment, personal experience that gave you the idea?
Yes, there certainly was. But the initial inspiration came from my grandfather. He emigrated from Poland to Aruba in the 30s, and they were only letting so many people into the States. So he wound up going to Aruba, which became a wonderful place to visit and still is. And his spirit of serving people and his love for Aruba made him a legacy on the island. He had a business that still exists today. And when he was starting the business, he would walk outside and say, "Hey, come in, it's cheap, it's cheap." And years later, he has this legacy nomenclature of cheapy cheapy, and everybody knows and loves. And what he taught me is that it's all about people. And the experience that the specific experience that I remember is one day, I believe it was a Thursday, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, a family friend came down to the beach and was really angry. He said, "I can't believe I just missed 3 hours on the beach. I had to wait in traffic. I had to wait in lines. All I needed were diapers and water. I could have been at the casino. I could have been in the water, and I just got back to the beach. What am I going to do?" And then he walks away, and I turned to my cousin and I said, "What's somebody willing to pay for that?" I said, "Think about it. What do people want when they're on vacation? They want convenience." And, when you realize, how much tourists value convenience, especially when they're on vacation, I started to see, okay, there's something here to go on. And from there, we became the first full-scale e-commerce platform on the island, providing groceries, food and beverages, and essentials, as well as additional resort concierge services, whether it be air mattresses, baby goods, beach toys, etc. We continue to expand our service offerings.
Amazing. Running a business in the Caribbean, especially Aruba, sounds like a dream. But it's also
In many
full of
ways it
unique
is.
challenges.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to run a business in the Caribbean? But what are some of the hurdles that you faced in the early days, and how have you overcome some of them?
Sure. Initially, there were logistical challenges such as managing inventory, and of course, and this continues into other realms, but dealing with fluctuating consumer demand. And some things were very simple as far as finding the appropriate vendors, the right grocery stores with the freshest ingredients and the freshest food, to figuring out how to market appropriately to DDC, to direct to consumer customers, or B2B, especially with people, in their fluctuating time capacity, only returning to the island once every year, one specific week every year, or not returning to the island at all and only going for that one period of time. So that marketing endeavor continues to be somewhat tricky as far as knowing what to do and when to do it. But it is a dream in some cases to have a business there. It's a fantastic place to go visit for work purposes, certainly, as well as for vacation purposes.
Yeah, oh darn.
Yeah. And it's funny, my father is from Aruba, and he was born in Aruba. And at a young age, he could have taught me and my sisters Papiamento, which is the native dialect of Aruba. It's a mixture of Spanish, Portuguese, Dutch, and a little bit of English. And I've learned it somewhat through the years, but I didn't learn it to be fluent from a young age. And so that was also a challenge and a hurdle for somebody to take an American seriously, saying, look, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm seeing is going to be the next thing, if you will. Keeping it simple and elementary for everyone I was talking to and trying to speak the language. And some people would take it with interest, and some people would say thank you, but no thank you. And those initial hurdles came to adaptability and resourcefulness to overcome those hurdles.
Yeah, I love that.
You know,
And so,
especially, I'm sorry, in a thriving market, a small market economy, that resourcefulness is definitely necessary, and that flexibility and adaptability.
oh yeah, and I think you and I were talking about this a little bit. I think when we first met was just how much you focus your customer service wise and serving your clients and building that relationship with them because for that reason because they're going to be that recurring and it's a very specific area and it's extremely important to build that, right?
Oh, certainly. And some consider this a luxury service. And regardless of whether or not it's actually a quote unquote luxury service, I believe in true personalized communication. I don't just look at a customer order as, oh, okay, order number 3,338. It's a person with a
Yeah.
name, with an address, with a family. And I personally, I wear many hats running this business, and I still personally step up consumer services, customer service, customer success, however you want to view it, to make contact with them, make sure that they're getting what they need, make sure that if there's something that they want that might not be on the website or the app, that if they have it, we'll get it for you. You want an air mattress, it's not on the website currently, for example, but we'll take care of that for you. Or you want birthday cake specialized, donut birthday cake specialized for your daughter, and with this color and that color. Things that are out of the box and not necessarily sold direct, but we'll make it happen. And it's all about being able to be there specifically for each customer in that spirit.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. And a lot of people don't think of that as far as all the things that you could possibly offer. So I'm glad you mentioned that because you think groceries and different things, but yeah, there's so much that is available. And you think about why people travel. A lot of times they're celebrating
Of
and,
course.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's so important. And you also have a low margin, high volume model. Why did you choose that strategy and how has it shaped your approach to scaling your business?
Very good question. The strategy allows working at 100%, let's say, it allows for more customers to benefit from the specific service. And it aligns with my family's ethos of adaptability. Again, it all goes back to my grandfather, it all goes back to my family, and I've had other family members helping me get started when we began. And it's something that I certainly learned throughout the process because learning the grocery business, you learn that it's a low margin business. And there are, especially looking at how many products are imported from the United States, for example, or from South America, but let's say from the United States, products are not necessarily going to come to us, even whether we get a discount or not on a product, they're not going to be so cheap. And we're running a business. We don't want to take products and overprice them. But if we have to price them and mark them up 10%, for example, we don't want to be out of line. But because the margins are so small, volume really is the key to making that amenable. And building volume certainly leads to sustainable relationships and partnerships, which are certainly crucial for scaling the business. And it keeps us working. It really is
Yeah.
something that, that it's not a just any e-commerce outfit. It's not a 9 to 5 business. People are buying at 5 p.m. People are buying at 3 a.m. it doesn't matter. And people are communicating the same at any time of day. And back to the personalized communication, customer success is of pivotal importance to me. I never want to make people wait. So I will wake up. I hear my phone buzzing at 3 a.m. and someone saying, "Oh, can I get a coupon code?" Or, "Oh, can I order this? I don't see it on the website." And I make sure to document that, respond, and follow up, and do everything that's necessary to make sure the customer is happy at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's amazing. Working hard. Yeah, yeah, it's admirable. We all work hard, but I'm thinking, wow, yeah, that you really do go above and beyond. And let's talk a little bit about your target audience. And has your approach shifted with the idea of serving tourists who are in Aruba for just 1 week in a year? Have you expanded? Do you see yourself expanding beyond the borders?
Yeah, we would love to expand beyond the borders. We would love to be a network that empowers other entrepreneurs in other areas to do what we do. And we're Groceries to Go Aruba. And a few years ago, I purchased groceries2go.com on the secondary market. It used to be just a landing page that directed people directly to groceries2goaruba.com. Currently, the site is down because we're redeveloping it to be a hub, essentially. So whether it's Groceries to Go Aruba, Groceries to Go St. Martin, Groceries to Go Jamaica, that's the idea. And there'd be one place to go, and a user could facilitate their needs based on wherever they're going from there. And upon reviewing, we're fortunate enough to consistently receive exceptional reviews across both Google and Facebook primarily. And more people are asking, or at least commenting, wow, we would love this not only in Aruba, but in other resorts that we visit. And, what's really interesting is some of, my heroes, when I look at who I really appreciate in this realm, such as an Instacart that I use specifically in the States when I'm here. And none of the big players, there's no Instacart, there's no DoorDash, there's no Amazon Fresh, there's really no outstanding player covering the Caribbean. They're small outfits, some small mom and pops, some bigger mom and pops, and some that cater just to yachts, for example, or people renting boats for the week or what have you. And it would really be a wonderful challenge to overcome to expand not only within the realm of Aruba where we're operational, but outside of Aruba where we could take this and offer employment opportunities, no less, to people who are looking for gigs in this gig economy, and really take the Groceries to Go name to have the true meaning and value beyond just a name and a logo. But we all need food wherever we go, and we all need beverages wherever we go. And I would love to be in somebody's arsenal, their toolkit for, oh, I'm going somewhere. Okay. And while they could use some of the big players that I see in the United States, for example, such as Instacart, I would like to be someone or an entity that somebody has in their pocket that they could refer to. Oh, I'm going somewhere for a day, or I'm going somewhere for a week. Groceries to Go has me covered. I need
Yeah.
food, done. I need beverages, done. I need something else. They're willing to take care of it. Their personalized customer service is exceptional, and that's something that I would want to continue and be known by everybody who uses us, to know that we're only happy when you're happy, and we don't stop working until this is achieved.
Yeah,
I
I
hope,
love
hope
that.
that answers the question.
Yeah, yeah. And how many people when they travel, you eat out for a while and then you just get tired of it, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. And more people are, and I respond to a lot of comments online, people saying, where can I just have a nice, quiet picnic dinner on the beach? People looking for, or hey, I'd love to barbecue. Do you sell barbecue items? And what can you offer so I don't have to go to restaurants? And restaurants, they're getting more expensive, and people are, whether they're spending money or not, they're looking to save money where they can. And it's a nice, we often say that we provide full grocery orders for the family, as well as simple snacks and beverages for catering your beach picnic or your night inside. And we really want to continue to adapt that and to offer that.
Yeah, I love that. We also talked a little bit about that you are looking into launching a mobile app. So tell us a little bit more about that, when you think that you might reach that point, and how do you think it's going to, obviously it's going to have a huge impact, right?
Sure. It's actually been launched,
Oh, okay.
and yeah, and if I had to say, are we in a soft launch or a hard launch? People are using it. I'd say it's still in a soft launch because we haven't taken a full-scale approach to marketing. We've certainly marketed the launch of the app, but there's another level of marketing that we would like to take in order to really get the word out. And what's funny is that, we're not late to the game waiting this long to launch an app. We were launching it pre-COVID, but as COVID really took tourism down for a long period of time, we were also on a different platform. We were on a .NET platform that wasn't as amenable to launching a mobile app back in the day. And then we were ready to go above and beyond and do whatever we needed to do in 2019, 2020 per se. And then March 2020 came and tourism halted. And we said, all right, we're not going to launch the mobile app now. So we've recently launched, and it runs great. It needs to follow the feedback that we're getting. We're starting to get from our users. What do they want? And we're going to continually optimize the app in order to serve them properly. We're adding a new wish list, for example. We're improving our push notifications so we can segment who we want. Somebody's buying baby goods and we see baby goods going on sale, we want to let them know. Or somebody's buying certain beverages and we want to let them know, oh, we just got these new beverages intact. You saw that, you liked that, you might like this. And even beyond that, and in association, I guess, with the wish list as well, I'm setting it up that, and this doesn't exist today, but that a user can, I want to be a utility. So a user could be in their grocery store shopping in the States, open up the Groceries to Go Aruba app or Groceries to Go app, if we're talking outside of Aruba, scan the product that they're buying for their home, add it to the wish list just based on a scan, whether it's an AR scan or they're scanning a QR code or a UPC code, and have that immediately transcend into their mobile app. So when they're shopping for their next trip to Aruba, they're able to say, oh, I bought this spaghetti at my grocery store at home. I want to add it there. It's already there. Add to cart. I really want to, and I want to do the same thing from a content perspective. I don't just want to submit blog posts about Groceries to Go and what we do and why we're so good. I want to provide utility. Right now, I try to provide utility about Aruba. What are some of the special unknown beaches to visit? What are some of the core delicacies that you would love and you wouldn't know about if you've never been to Aruba? And where can you get them? And where can you go at night that's near this area or that area? I truly believe in that utilitarianism fact of being to make their time worthy. There's enough content out there that people are overly busy, and it's got to be packed with value to keep them interested and keep them continuing to follow. And again, it all comes down to sufficient branding, which brings on trust and loyalty. And that
Yeah.
trust is very important.
Yeah. And it takes so much time. So many people don't realize how much showing up. And there's this is the other thing that I want to mention is because I've had more than one conversation with somebody about this of how, especially online, like social media, it feels like you are talking to a brick wall. And it feels like you show up, you post something, and nobody sees it and nobody cares. But it's always the opposite. There's always people, you're always planting seeds. People are always reading stuff. Even if they don't hit a follow button, doesn't mean that they don't search you up, right? I can't tell you how
Sure.
many businesses and people I actually go search for. I don't press the follow button, but I go search for them just because. I don't know why I do it, but I do. I
Yeah,
I get that a lot from other people as well that I'll think, oh, I'm thinking in my head, I'm probably annoying people because I'm posting so much and I'm sending all these emails. And then someone will come to me, I've been watching everything. And I'm like,
yeah,
really? I thought nobody cared. Just totally due to my faith. And so I think building your brand, especially in the online world, because we don't see people's reactions. And so we don't know the impact that we're having, right? And so it can be
true.
frustrating sometimes if you don't take time to look at the data and, okay, how many people did see this? How many people actually read it and they clicked or whatever?
And how many people sat and watched more than 3 seconds of my video? And
Yeah.
it's fascinating the trajectory of the marketing schematic and what, like you said, what you don't know people are doing. And because it does sometimes feel like that brick wall. It's like post again. I don't see anybody engaging. And am I wasting my time? Am I wasting their time? And that's the last thing I want to do. I don't want to waste anybody's time. I want to post for the sake of getting it out there and to keep the brand alive and afloat. But it's true. And but the magnetism really does show through in the data.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely does. So I have two questions that I always ask people that come on the podcast.
Okay.
This one is, what do you think, what's your truth that has gotten you this far in your journey?
That's a great question as well. In one word, I would say honesty. I have never pretended to be anybody that I'm not. I've come in and I've been very open about the fact that my father's from the island, but you have to excuse me. Apologies. My father's from the island and I'm not from the island. And yet, years ago when I was in business school, specialized in e-commerce because I believed that was the next frontier. And this was not untrue. But I've kept it as far as this is what I want to do, and it's all about catering to people, and I want to be the best I can for those people, and I say that with the most truth that I could muster, and I've found that obviously people appreciate honesty, but people appreciate that honesty, that I'm not trying to sell them on anything. If I forming a partnership with a new grocery store because they might have different products that I find out that people want, am coming to them personally and professionally to let them know that we can provide customers, your customers, our customers with better products, better services. If we do X, Y, and Z, is this possible? I keep it simple. I'll add simplicity and flexibility to that honesty fact. But I truly believe that honesty is really core and paramount, I could say, to everything in life. But to doing business, we've not all found that honesty is always a part of it. And it's a shame that it's not always. But I don't know, that's something that I've learned from a very young age, and I've taken it and attributed it to other facets, including entrepreneurial endeavors such as groceries to go.
Yeah. And it lets you lay your head on the pillow at night and be at peace,
Yeah,
right?
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're able to give yourself one piece of advice when you first started out on your journey, what would it be?
In short, I'd say go. And what I mean there, and I'll attribute it to Google, for example, often releasing things in beta, which I think is so smart because they're getting, again, the truth of how users are using, enjoying, or disenjoying their experience with XYZ app, for example, or XYZ platform. And I was honestly encouraged by a lot of people. I've wanted to expand to other islands for some time. And even 3 days ago, I was having a conversation with a colleague who said, no, continue to get it right in Aruba before you go. And it's funny because I'm a Scrum Master and I believe in agile methodologies, certainly. And it's all about change. So even if you get it right, it's not necessarily going to be right 6 months from now. I really wish, not wish, but I'll say if I could do it again, I don't know if I would listen to that advice as wholeheartedly as I did. I'll get it right in Aruba, and then you can make it on. How about I'm gonna give it a shot outside of Aruba, or offer another service in Aruba before I get everything 100% perfect. Because you know what? Everybody's different, and it's all about supporting everybody. And so perfection, I don't want to say is impossible, but I'm going to say it. It's basically impossible because what's perfect for one person is not perfect for another.
Yeah, that's
So,
so true. Yeah.
yeah, so I really go and do it, which is as simple as it sounds. Look, I believe in data-driven decision making, operational efficiency, and innovative problem solving. And that's complemented by a deep understanding of users, products, digital strategy, everything. And, I could be at the top of that game, I could be at the bottom of that game. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to remotely hit perfection, not to repeat that. It means that I'm onto something maybe, and let's see. And I know it involves tolerance of risk, but I've really started to think that it's all about addressable markets when it comes to expansion. And I don't think I thought that early on because I was, if you will, dissuaded by people saying, get it right here.
Yeah. Where it may be, it being right may be different someplace else. And you can't perfect that unless you actually do it.
Exactly. Unless you try there.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. And it's interesting because I want to be in other islands yesterday. And it's a challenge. It's taken, we've been self-funded for this time and which has been great, but it doesn't mean that I'm not interested in possibly looking for investments or looking for a partner. I do believe two heads are better than one, and I've been doing this all solo, which I don't pat myself on the back enough for it, but I get pats on the back for it. Oh, it's great. You're wearing many hats. You're doing e-commerce marketing and customer success and HR and hiring and training and process and optimization and everything. Logistics, supply chain, you name it. And it's great. I know what I know and I know what I don't know. And I don't know everything.
Yeah.
And I think that there's a time where bouncing off of somebody else is really valuable. And whether that's an associate, whether that's a friend, whether that's a partner, good things. And but not to digress from the go of expansion, but I really think that, and I really think that people, the demand is proven in Aruba, and I really think that people want this elsewhere, and some don't know that they want it. Some don't know that they can have it. And again, every island is different too. So not only is every person different and their needs excuse me, are different. But every island is different. Every island is set up differently. Some are more proprietarily, or the holding is more for all inclusives, more so than Aruba, which has some all inclusives, but has the most timeshares in Aruba, which keeps people coming back year after year. But somewhere that's filled with all inclusives might not be the first place that we go outside of Aruba, but someplace that has a similar beachfront estate like Aruba does, high rises with grocery stores nearby. They still would rather, at least the target audience we have, would rather be on the beach. Those people would still rather be on the beach than in the grocery store. And they'd rather be on the beach than shopping in some cases. And that's what we say we want to do. Let us do the work for you. Let us take care of you. You're on vacation, relax. And it's something that would be a tremendous win to be able to bring this to more people. And ultimately, to more people anywhere they go.
Yeah.
I'm going away, groceries to go. I'll be here at this time, at this place. I want that spaghetti. Please bring it to me. I truly believe that that essence is very important, and valuing people is really at the core of that.
Yeah, definitely. Jared, if there are people that are listening that would love to check out your services, where do you want to lead them?
Sure. Certainly they can visit groceries to go aruba.com. They can also go to the App Store, iOS, or Google Play Store, and they can search Groceries to Go Aruba and download our new app, which is going to be improving day by day. And but works great, and we'd love to have people even test it out just for the sake of exploring and experiencing. And if anybody would like to get in touch with me personally, I can always be reached at jared@groceries2goaruba.com.
Perfect. And I'll put all your, excuse me, I'll put all your links down below. And Jared, thank you so much for coming on today and sharing your expertise and your journey and everything that you've built.
Well, Amy, thank you so much for having me. Greatly
Yes,
appreciate it.
definitely. If you're listening, you want more information about this podcast and upcoming shows, you can visit acalltothrive.com. Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful week.